So welcome everybody. Welcome to this webinar where we are going to see today about the Sitecore XM Cloud. The thing that we are going to share it with today is that recently Suresh and me separately we have worked on the XM Cloud, but we are combining our learning experience and we are going to share it with you. So that's why the webinar title name is Key Lessons from XM Cloud Project Implementation. And this is going to be presented by Suresh and me as a Surendra. This entire webinar is going to be organized by SUG Pune. So thanks for that. And it's powered by Texot. Uh, yeah, next slide, please. So before starting anything, we want to quickly introduce ourselves. So Suresh, can you go ahead?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Suresh Rayarakula, and I'm excited to share some important lessons I have learned while working on Sitecore XM projects. A little about me: I have over 12 years of experience in IT, and I have been working with this Sitecore platform since 2016. I currently work at Penway Solutions as a technology specialist, where I focus on Sitecore and other digital platforms. I'm certified Sitecore developer, and I also have certified in Oracle Cloud and Azure. Lately, I have been exploring Sitecore Search and other digital experience products to stay up to date with the latest trends. In addition to my job, I enjoy blogging about technical topics and actively participate in tech communities. I believe in sharing knowledge and learning from others. Yeah, here also my connect with me LinkedIn. Feel free to. This is LinkedIn, and here is my blog. Uh, this is about me. Yeah, thanks, Sharma. Over to you.
Yeah, next slide. So let me quickly introduce myself as well. My name is Surendra Sharma. I have overall 17 plus year of experience on Microsoft technology and 11 plus year of experience in Sitecore. I'm a Sitecore technology MVP as well. Currently, I'm working as an associate director in Nagaro. I'm Sitecore certified, Microsoft certified, MongoDB certified. Till now, I have successfully implemented more than 15 plus project on the Sitecore side. And I'm a speaker in Sitecore India conference, also a part of lots of Sitecore user group. I'm running a blog website where I have published more than 200 blog articles. I'm author of 8 ebooks as well, and also develop few Sitecore modules available as well on the marketplace. But right now that marketplace website is down from the Sitecore side. So, but yeah, that's what the in past I have done it. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is the agenda for today's webinar. So first we will start by understanding what XM Cloud is and why it's a game changer for digital experience management. After that, we'll discuss about how to set up and manage project and environment in XM Cloud. Uh, then later on, we'll give you a walkthrough on essential steps to set up your development environment for working with XM Cloud. We'll also cover the serialization, which is very crucial for managing and transferring content between environments. And we'll also see how to deploy, what are the different deployment process, including the best practices. And we'll see the security and workflow side as well, where we'll see that how you can keep your project secure and well organized. And while working on the XM Cloud project, you may face the common errors and challenges. So finally, we'll see that as well. Yeah, so next slide. So right now, Sitecore is uh, presence in the market from more than from last 20 years. And within this 20-year journey, if I talk about my journey, I have started it in 2012. And at that time, I have started it with the Windows platform where if you want to install Sitecore, you can just go ahead. You will get a one exe, just run it, and within 5 minutes, your Sitecore instance will be up. Of course, it required the SQL server behind the scene, so that must be as a prerequisite. But you can see you can install your Sitecore on your laptop, on your desktop, and at that time, whatever the website we are developing, we are generally hosting it in the on-premises server of the client environment. So where everything is going to be managed by the client team. So they are responsible for the up the up the servers, for providing the networking services, for installing the particular operating system, and to install the .NET. And on the top of the .NET, then you can install the Sitecore as a CM and CD. So everything is going to be managed by the client premises. Then we have also saw that there are few things where, let's suppose there is no on premises, but now you don't have that much of server capacity. So what you can do, you can go to the rack space and you can ask them that, hey, we need some virtual machines as a server, and there you can set up it. So everything till virtualization, it's everything is managed by the rack space. And on those virtual machines, which operating system you want, which which .NET framework you want to install, how you want to configure the Sitecore. So everything is going to be managed by us. So that's what the infrastructure as a service. Then we have also saw that when Azure comes into the market, so Azure provided the platform as a service where everything, I mean, till .NET environment, they are providing everything to you, and then you just need to install Sitecore. So you can install Sitecore either their marketplace modules, or you can install it as a right from scratch as well. And recently from Sitecore 10 onwards, Sitecore is also available as a SaaS as a product. So you can go ahead and you can directly log in it the way you are logging it into your Microsoft Office 365 or your Gmail. So you can log in it from anywhere, from any devices, and then you can access your Sitecore instance, and you can manage your CM environment. You can publish your recent content. So that's what the software as a service. And nowadays people are moving more toward the software as a service, because most of the you can say organizations have the policy that they want the cloud first, API first, and low code no code platform they want it. So where SaaS platform is the best for their requirement. And especially for the small organization, they cannot set up all these servers, and they cannot manage, they don't have that much of team. So for them, SaaS is the best product. So yeah, next slide, please. So if we talk about the Sitecore, so you can install Sitecore on your laptop, desktop. You can install on your VMs. You can install it on your Azure apps. Similarly, it's available on the Docker and container. And now the Sitecore is also available on the SaaS platform as well. So you can access the different Sitecore product on the SaaS platform. For example, if you want to talk about the engagement cloud, so you can go to the personalization. You have the marketing automations, for example, Musend or Send for the email marketing. You can go for the CDP for managing your analytics data. Similarly, if you have the commerce platform, so you can go to the order cloud. You have the product discovery where you can search your product. And if you want to manage the content, then you have the XM cloud. You have the content hub one. And if you want to manage your digital assets, then you have the content hub dam. So today we are focusing more on the content management via the XM cloud. So yeah, next slide, please. So before starting XM Cloud, let's see the difference between the traditional DXP. So traditional DXP is nothing but a monolithic, where you will get your all the features in a single product, whether you want it or not. Everything is available inside it. Whether you want to manage the content or the analytics or the marketing features, everything is inside the single platform here. So platform DXP is a singular architecture in which you will get all the functionality that are tightly connected and managed by a single service or tool. We can also call them as a suite. A platform DXP is also designed to provide a comprehensive solution for business seeking to deliver personalized, contextual, seamless, and digital experience to their customer. So a best example for is this Sitecore XP, a traditional XP, or the XM as well. So the benefit you will get it within this platform DXP is that it's a centralized. You can develop it in the container approach. It's provide the headless options as well, and you can extend it, you can customize it, and you can upgrade it from the lower version to the higher version as well. So upgrading is the responsibility of the client. Similarly, we have the composable DXP, And within this, it's a software platform which is designed to provide organization with a modular approach for creating and managing and delivering digital experience. With a composable architecture, businesses can design and integrate a scalable system with a range of capacity using the individual components or services from a different vendors or system to create a customized digital experience platform that meets their specific need. So within this Sitecore environment, so Sitecore offers the different kind of product, for example, XM Cloud, CDP, their DAM, Content of One, or the Order Cloud. So if we combine all these one, uh, by using these different products, you can integrate it uh, with each of them, and then you can create best in the class product or best in breed or a point solution. You can provide it with your client, and together you can scale them up or you can down them to meet your optimized tech stack for the business wanting to deliver impactful digital experience to their customers here. So the benefit you will get it within the composable DXP is that the lower cost here. Similarly, it's a very flexible for the development. It's you have to provide a different solution to to meet the client requirement, and similarly you required the technical talent pool. And the main benefit here is the faster development cycle here, because you are working on those products which you require it, and later on if you need more, then you can add it on the top of the existing solution. So by decoupling these components, brands have a more flexibility to tailor their DXP around existing process and the infrastructure. And by using it, you can create your agility for marketing and IT teams. Yeah, next slide, please. Now let's focus on the XM Cloud. So XM Cloud is nothing but the Sitecore Experience Manager on the cloud environment, and which is a fully managed self-service deployment platform for developers and marketers to efficiently launch and engaging omni-channel experience in the cloud using the Sitecore headless CMS. Now, within this Experience Manager Cloud bundles the latest version of the Experience Manager, so you don't need to manage the upgrading part. It also provides you the page editor, Sitecore headless experience accelerator as well. It also supports the Sitecore Next.js SDK, and it also provides the experience edge as well, from where you can get your latest published content. So the main benefit for the XML for the XM Cloud provide is that you'll get the SSO across all the applications of the composable DXP. You will get the headless SXA. You will get the support of JSS. It provide the support for the headless services. It exposes the layout services through which you can consume your the data. You can write the customized GraphQL queries. It also supports the Azure Blob Storage for media, and content delivery is available via the edge, and personalization is embedded here, and it also supports the XM Cloud deploy, through which you can deploy your web experience to XM Cloud, and you also support the GitHub and Azure DevOps here. If you want to do the local development, then local development you can do it by using the containers, and it automatically updates to get the latest feature that are provided by the site course immediately. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is the architecture of this XM Cloud. So at the bottom, you will get the XM Cloud, which is available on the SaaS, and on the top of that, there are Sitecore headless services are available, which exposes a different kind of API. For example, it provides the dictionary services API through which you can get the your key value pairs. Similarly, you will get the you can write your GraphQL queries to get the uh, exact data that you want it through the Sitecore content tree. You will also get the layout services. It exposes the layout services, so you can get your entire page data into the JSON format. If you want the images, then we have the media handlers. And apart from that, it also has the rendering engines and the import services. Now, all these API, you can consume it by in a two-way. One, you can use it the front end modern JavaScript frameworks, or you can also use the .NET Core. So if you want to use the uh, latest JavaScript framework, then you have the few options. For example, you can write it into the Angular or Vue.js or React, or the latest one is the next.js, which is more popular in the market. So as you are using the JSS, so you have to install the npm packages to require for it. Now within this, the JSS is the main one because next.js is an enterprise ready front-end JavaScript framework that built on the top of the React framework. And the Sitecore JSS for next.js gives you the unique advantage of flexible delivery model such as Jamstack ready server side rendering that's called SSR, and it's also provide you the static site generation that's called SSG as well. It also support the ISR that's called incremental static generation. So because of this, next.js is more popular. Additionally, you have access to simplified implementation with less sample code because commonly implemented functionality is now built into the framework. Apart from that, let's suppose if you are not very good with the JavaScript frameworks, because JavaScript frameworks are generally rapidly changing. Even after every 15 days, you will hear you are going to see that there are some new version is going to launch it on the next.js side or React side. So there are few people who are not comfortable with the JSS. So for that, Sitecore have provided the support for the .NET Core. So by using this, you can write your C# code and still you can get the data from the XM Cloud. So if you are using the .NET Core, then then it's not, this framework is not going to support the dictionary services and import service. It only support the layout, GraphQL, media handler, and rendering engine. So these four APIs are only supported by the .NET Core, not the dictionary and the import services here. Yeah, next slide, please. So while working on this headless solution, Sitecore support the two type of development. One is the code first, and another is the Sitecore first development workflow. So in a code first workflow, the JSS app creates a manifest of its content data and data schema from a set of files. So it means you have to store your all the content into the YML files, which enables the JSS app to run with the local mock content without a Sitecore instances. Uh, in this mode, JSS app is the master copy of all the artifacts, and the manifest gets imported into the Sitecore. Now, when should you use the code first development workflow? So when you are in the early prototype phase of the design, or maybe when your developers are more have the knowledge on the JavaScript side framework. Similarly, if your front-end developers don't have the Sitecore instances at that time as well, you can use this model. Uh, and if you want to develop a simple application where you don't need Sitecore, then also you can use it. And in sometimes, maybe if a company is hiring the external front-end agency to build the JSS app, that will later be integrated into Sitecore. So in that case as well, you can use the this code first development model. The other one is the Sitecore first. So within this model, the JSS app consumes the data from Sitecores, but it has no responsibility for defining the structure of the data or what component are registered with the Sitecore. So in this workflow, all the developers require their own development instance of the Sitecore, and the JSS app connects to the acquire its content and layout data. So when this model is recommended, whenever the project is led by the experienced Sitecore developer who prefer to work in the Sitecore. And when the Sitecore project has a complex content or a backend architectural demand, at that time also you can use it. Uh, Sitecore developers can also implement the JavaScript applications. That in that case as well, they can go with the Sitecore first development model. And if JSS apps are to be deployed and versioned using the same deployment process, at that time as well, they can go with this model here. So working Sitecore first in a JSS app is much like building any regular Sitecore site. There are, however, a few differences are there. Yeah. Next slide. Now, if you want to interact with the XM Cloud, then if you want to go, whether you want to go with the local or cloud, you require an organization. Now, what is organization? The organization is your account at the Sitecore. So from here you can go on, you can manage your users, you can provision project and environment. Uh, Similarly, you have to create a project. Now project is the collection of the environment. And whenever you think project in a such a way that whenever you want to create a separate solution, in that case, it means you are creating a separate project. Similarly, it have the environment. So environments are nothing but your actual CM instances where you can also develop the, it also allow you to act as a multiple sites here as well. Yeah, next slide. Now, if you want to create a project with the XM Cloud, then there are two ways through which you can do. One is the Sitecore CLI. It's a tool that will help you to work with the Sitecore directly from your command line. And another one is the XM Cloud Deploy app. So this tool helps you to take your Sitecore projects and deploy it to the cloud. If your code repository is on GitHub or Azure DevOps, so you can choose between using Sitecore CLI or XM Cloud app to create a XM Cloud project. But if your organization uses a different platform for source code repository, then CLI is the only option that you have. Yeah. Next. So before starting or before creating any project, you need few softwares and the permissions. So first thing is the .NET 6.0. So you need it to for the Sitecore CLI. Second, you need the credential so that you can log in it into the XM Cloud environment. And third, you have to install the Sitecore command line interface. The version can be 5.0 or the above. And you also need to add the XM Cloud plugin so that you can work with the XM Cloud here. So once you're done with these steps, you are ready to start creating your project. Yeah, next. Now, if you want to run your command through the Sitecore through this command line interface for the SaaS XM Cloud platform, so it is necessary for you to authenticate your device so that it's verify your XM Cloud credential. Now the login procedure. Let's see how to log in it here. So for that, you need to run a command .NET Sitecore Cloud login. So the CLI promptly show details about the device process and open a new browser window for you. And within this browser window, you have to put this code that are generated by the CLI command. So once you put this user code, and then it will ask your email address. You have to provide that email address which is associated with your XM Cloud user cloud, XM user cloud account, and then you have to click on the continue. So on successful authentication, the page in the browser display a success message, and the device login process in the CLI exits here. So you will get your command prompt back again. Next, please. Now, once you log in it there, now you can create the project. Now, as I explained, the project within XM Cloud represent a collection of one or more Sitecore XM environment. So for that, if you want to create a project, then open the command line interface and go to your project working directory, and then you have to run command. So if you want to see the list of the XM Cloud project, then you have to fire this command .NET Sitecore Cloud project list. So it will list your, it will show the all the projects that are available there. And if none is there, then you can create it. So to create the project, again, go to your command prompt, go to your working directory, and then you have to create the project create command that are highlighted here. And when you run this command, what it will do, it will generate a project ID, and you have to copy this project ID so that we can use it later on. Yeah, next slide, please. So once your project is created, now it's time to create the environment. So XM Cloud environment represent SaaS Sitecore CM tenant along with all the services and supporting tenant for hosting a Sitecore solution. So every environment belongs to a one project. So if you want to create an environment for your XM Cloud project, then again go to the command line interface, go to your project working directory, and then you have to run environment create command, and you have to pass the project ID here that we have copied it before. So what this command will do, it will generate a environment ID. So you can see here there is an environment ID value here. So you have to copy this environment ID, and then you can, let's suppose you have created it 2 days back, and if you don't know that environment ID, so you can get that, you can get all the environment IDs by firing this environment list command. Again, you have to pass the project ID here, so it will give you all the environment that are created for that single project. It may be a dev, QA, or prod. So you can create a multiple environment here. Similarly, uh, the XM Cloud deployment process deploy the image of your solution to a specified environment. So it provision and configure the necessary infrastructure. So if you want to do that deployment, then you have to again go to the command line and open your working directory. And there you can fire the command like deployment create, provide your environment ID, and pass the flag called minus minus upload. So what it will do, it will, this command create a deployment that start immediately and includes all the code in the current working directory here. So yeah, next slide, please. So when this deployment completes, so CLI, this CLI prints a URL to the XM Cloud Sitecore CM instance. So when you copy this URL and open and go to your browser, so it will open your XM Cloud CM instance. So if you want to log in into that environment, then you have to, with that URL, just pass /sitecore. So in the root URL of the instance, so and you can log in into the Sitecore environment, and there you will be able to see your Sitecore content tree here. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, Suresh, you can take from here.
Yeah. Thanks, Sharma. Yeah. I think hope everyone understand how the project create in the XM Cloud using CLI. So once we create the project, this is the dashboard we can see using portal dot. This is the main site portal.sitecore.io. So this is organization ID. So it is the top level for the XM Cloud projects. Under this organization ID, we can find the projects. So this is the project screen. So we can see all the projects and we can create the projects other than CLI using this interface. This was visible for us. So under the project, we can see the environments here. Um so you can see the apps and quick links. This is a quick links. We can see the XM Cloud deploy. So when we click this XM Cloud deploy navigation to the so when click on the XM Cloud deploy, uh, this will take you to where you can handle your all your projects. We can view the existing projects once you are in all. You will see all the existing projects. You can look through these to find the what you want work on this. We can create the new project as well as we can export the environments. Um, we can see here the key details you can access in the XM Cloud dashboard related to the deployments and site management here. Deployment details like when was the deployment is created, last deployment, what is the deployment status here. So if it is a deployment is in progress, we can see in progress here. If it is complete, we can see the complete. If it is a fail, we can see the fail information here. This is additional options called when you click additional options, we can see the build and deploy, and we can edit the environment details, and we can, if you want delete the particular environment, we can delete that environment. If you want to see the dashboard, click on the open dashboard. If something is happen running something is running incorrectly, or you want to restart the environment, just we have the restart environment option here. Under sites, we can see the two options. If you want to create the new website, we can create a website in particular environment. Whatever you created, the website, you can see all the website under this here. So if you want publish, you can publish all the sites. If you want set the hosting, this is the option to set up the hosting here. Yeah, this is very useful information here. Uh, so in previous slides, we have the environment details. So this is the environment details here. We can see the context ID. So Sitecore XM Cloud providing the two different IDs. One is the preview and one is the live. So this is the environment. Each environment contains the two IDs. So if you want to connect with the preview mode, you can use this context ID. If you want connect with the live content, this will be used. I will explain the one scenario. If the content is not yet ready, but you want to see the preview before publishing into the actual live site, then in that case we can use this preview ID. So here we can see the host names, URLs, and tokens. This is the host name for the Sitecore CMS. This is the dashboard. When we click this button, it will navigate to the Sitecore dashboard, and we can see the generate preview API token and live API token here. So, and we can see the logs for the client and content transfer, crawling, log, publishing. What we have that a lot of logs information available. Sitecore example is providing a lot of information. We can see the variable info such as Sitecore graphical queue expose and playground and log live. Yeah. In this slide, we are going to cover the essential environment variables you need to when working in Sitecore XM Cloud. So if you see here, we have the JSS versions. It is at 21.6 plus uh, we have the different credentials there. Like uh, we we can see the editing secret for the version. If you use the 21.5 earlier version, so we can see the only site core edge, context ID and site name. So these two keys are useful for the front-end application, front-end developers. If you want to connect the uh, Sitecore XM Cloud instance without means it is it for the Sitecore first development. We can use these keys for the uh, front-end developers. Simply how they set up their local machine, go to the repository, in the terminal, clone the environment repository or local machine, and it need to install dependencies. Just simple run the npm install command. It will automatically install the dependency, NuGet packages, and everything. So after that, we need to copy these variables into our .env file or env.local file. So it will map the dev environment or whatever you want to do at your production. Then simply run the npm run start connected. It will run the app and connect to the specific environment, and we can see the front end application complete pages. Yeah, this is a brief uh, about the available environment details. So now how we'll see the how these Sitecore developers set up the local machine setup. So so before you start the setup, make sure your machine meets the following requirements like Node LTS install long-term version of Node.js. So this is essential for the running JavaScript-based tools and applications. And ensure you have PowerShell version 5.1 installed. This will be used for running scripts during setup and deployment. And make sure Hyper-V must be enabled on your machine. You can do this through the turn Windows features on or off option in the control panel. Hyper-V is necessary for running virtual environments like Docker. And so you should install the Docker desktop, and Docker is used to it is a container the Sitecore environments, making it easier to manage and deploy. So you should have the .NET 6 SDK or latest. Ensure that .NET SDK 6 SDK is installed on your machine. This is required for running and deploying .NET applications. And .NET 4.8 framework is also necessary, to, especially for compatibility with the with certain Sitecore components. So we have the three phases: pre-initialization, initialization, and running up. So before initializing the environment, make sure all of the prerequisites are installed and properly configured on your machine. So initially is nothing but this step involves setting up your Sitecore project. Typically, you will use the Sitecore CLI and Docker to pull down the necessary images and set up the environment. The third stage running up. The finally start up your Sitecore environment. This involves launching the necessary services and containers to get your Sitecore instance up and running locally. By following these steps, your local machine will be fully prepared to handle Sitecore development tasks, making it easier to build, test, and deploy your projects. So we will understand the steps to prepare your environment before utilizing the your Sitecore project. So pre-installation steps. Verify and stop the following services like IAS. First, check if IAS is running. If it is stop the service to avoid the conflicts with the Docker containers. Coming to SQL Server, similarly, ensure that the SQL Server is not running. This will prevent any issues during the installation of your Sitecore environment. And lastly, verify that Solar is stopped. Solar is used by Sitecore search functionality, and it's important that it's not running on your local machine to avoid port conflicts. And ensure Docker desktop is running. That is crucial. So make sure Docker desktop is running on your machine. It is essential for the creating and managing the Sitecore containers that you will be working with. Make sure check that Docker is set to use Windows container instead of the Linux containers. Sitecore environments require Windows containers, so this step is very crucial. These pre-installation steps ensure that your machine is ready for the next phase, which is initiating and running your Sitecore environment. Taking these steps will help prevent common set issues and make your development process smoother. Yeah, this is the initialization. You will need to have a valid XM license to proceed with this step. If you don't have one, please contact your appropriate Sitecore representative. So while in terminal, running as administrator, change into your XM starter kit directory. Run this command like init.ps1 init license XML path. Admin password is a desired password. Next, you will see the secured warning. So enter R and continue. After which, it will install the appropriate certificates. Please now whether the installation process is finished, we should able to just run the up command. Next, you will see the security warning here. It is successful if you see the device confirmation screen. Once confirm, you will then be asked to log in. If you don't it have to an organization create an account. Login here is how you will log into the local environment, regardless if it is tied on to an organization or not. If it all is well, you will see the confirmation like congratulations, you have will set. So it back into the PowerShell terminal, you will see this, and it will have appeared to have installed. Don't be alarmed, but this can have a few minutes depending on the spend of your computer. After short while, you will see additional changes being made, and at the end, once ready, it will open your XM Cloud local environment, local dev environment like this. See here, this is the it will automatically open after the essential uh, initializations. This is a content editing, and this is a content tree. We can see the content header here. See, if you see here, there is no uh, site here. Just we have the only home node here. I think to get proper headless site configured and displaying, we will have to serialize the structure from our cloud organization. Of course, we can create these local and then push them, but it's advised you set up these up in the cloud as appropriate rendering host values are automatically generated for you. Right. First step, login. The first thing you need to is log into the XM Cloud. This step is crucial because it allows you to select the organization from which you want to retrieve the serialized data. To log in, simply run the Sitecore login command in your terminal. When you run this command, a browser will automatically open, guiding you to the login process. Follow the prompts to authenticate your access. Next step, after logging, need to connect to the specific environment what you want to work with. This establishes a secure connection between your local machine and the cloud environment. To this, use the command sitecore connect -hyphen environment and environment name. It can be dev, UAT, or production. It can be anything. Once the connection is established, you will be ready to interact with the sitecore environment. So in step 3, pull the sitecore items from XM Cloud. Here I gave the example like dev environment. With the connection in place, you can pull the sitecore items from the connected environment to your local machine. This ensures that you have all the latest content and configurations locally. So next, after getting the items from the desired environment, simply push sitecore items into your local instance using this command. Uh, .NET Sitecore acceleration push local and your site name here. This is a sample user.json file. In previous slide, if you see, this is the dev. I specified the name called dev and local. So we can see these specific settings in the user.json here. So dev is nothing but here reference XM Cloud alright is true, and host name we need to specify the uh, dev environment host name here, and this is the local. So when we pull Sitecore items from XM Cloud environment while using this command, it will get the Sitecore items from the dev environment to your repository. So finally, when you push the Sitecore items into local, just use the local here. It will push to your local instance, which is we configured here, XM Cloud.localhost. So that's it about the syncing the Sitecore items into our local machine. Then we can see the complete sites and uh, items from the cloud to our local machine. Yeah, we will see the steps a front-end developer needs to follow to set up their local machine for the working on a separate project. Uh, Before starting the setup, make sure the front-end developer machine meets these requirements, like they should have the latest node version. Along with this, they should have the PowerShell pipe and fan to run the commands during the setup process. Uh, so, what are the steps required here? First, they need to update the environment variables. Means, uh, the, uh, this is the .env.local file. We need to override the keys. Like if you want connect with the dev environment or VAT, simply specify the Sitecore APK here and should specify the JSS app. This is a pre-request. After the pre-request, we need to adjustment these configurations. After this configuration, go to your working directory and simply run the npm install. So it is automatically run the required packages and everything is working fine. Then next, click on the JSS start connected. Now the front-end developer simply connect to the required environment and they can see the website into their local machine. So this is very simple, and this is the now we will see the deployment workflow. So I think everyone knows about the Vercel. Vercel we have the recommended by the Sitecore. So here I'm going to explain about the GitHub using GitHub with the Azure App Service. With so to this, first we need to create a web app in the Azure app. When setting up the Azure app, ensure that your input the appropriate subscription, resource group, and name. Here are the crucial details to remember. To choose code, so we need to publish a code, and we need to select the run stack like Node.js 18 LTS, and we should select the operating system like Linux. Next, we need to enable the GitHub action settings enable. Later on, we need to configure the proper GitHub account, and we need to add the organization repository and which branch you want to publish into this specific app. Just simply review and create and go to the resources. So to set up here, I utilize the Sitecore XM Starter Kit. The Next.js application is located within the specific subfolder called SRC SXS Starter. But once you have provided GitHub repository and branch details during the creation of the other web app, the GitHub workflow will automatically initiate it. So as demonstrated here, to access this workflow, navigating your Git repository and click on the actions here. So if you see that workflow did not work as expected, don't worry here. This because we provided the entire branch when creating the Azure web app and did not specify the client application path here. If you see here, just if we specified the branch, but we did not specify the front end application actual directory here. So to make this, we need to click on the view workflow file here. It will open like this. Here we need to add the SRC SXS starter. Once adjust this path here, you will see this is adjusted code here. So once you adjust the code and save, the deployment automatically trigger, and we see there is no errors here, right? Now now visit our website. It was created in Azure. You will encounter 500 error issue. Why? Because we need to just simply the application try to fetch the what is the graphical endpoint and JSF name. We need to specify here. We should specify the graphical endpoint and JSS app and public URL and Sitecore API key. Which environment you want to uh, connect here? It is a dev or UAT. We need to specify the API key here. Once all these essential keys are provided and see, you will see the output like this. Yeah, you can see the default SSS starter home page here. This is all about the projects and environments, and how can we connect the backend developers and how can we connect these front-end developers. I think now, yeah, this is security and workflow. If we navigate to the dashboard, we can see the admin option here. If you click admin, we can see the team members. If you want to invite any new users, simply click on the invite button. It will show the invite team members pop up. Here we can specify multiple users, and we can specify user or admin. If you want give the full access, select the admin option. Otherwise, you can simply use the user can access only specific app. Once you select the user, you can see the all the available apps here. It is a dev. You can again in this app we can provide the admin for this app, or we can use user. Later on, we can see the if you click the add app, it will automatically show the UAT or production of how many environments were configured for the specific project. You can see all this here. So the coming to the workflow, we can the same workflow whatever we can see in traditional site code, the same thing we can configure here. But the additional check is before assigning any workflow, first we need to invite the users here. Once the user is accept the invitation, so then only we can assign the workflow here. Yeah, we'll discuss a few common errors while setting the local setup. So I the unblock.NET tools.json error. This error is easy to resolve. You may see something where the .NET tools JSON file is being blocked and you need to unlock. Similarly to what's in this slide. Just simply go to the project folder and right click on the this file, just unblock. it will be resolve that issue. I would like to share one weird issue after went to the live with the Sitecore XM Cloud project. Uh, it is very interesting also. So we encountered an issue with the XM Cloud as a starter kit for headless development when deployed in the Azure Web Service. The application worked fine with a single instance, but when scaled to at least two instances for high availability, the website continuously auto refreshed and are reloaded. Additionally, using a single instance in production is working, but after a couple of days, the application to crash for some time, necessitating of use of the multiple instances. What we observe here, so we observed that these two files, build manifest.js and ssc manifest.js, these are the about a bad request because every time if you have the multiple instances, it giving the different path for the build ID. This is a build ID. This is giving the different build ID for the different instances. So in that case, these files are not able to available for the some of the instance. So what the way forward this? To resolve this issue, we implemented the generate build ID function to ensure the consistent build ID across all instances. This approach was uh, by implementing this generate build ID, we resolved the 404 and 400 errors. This was resolved, and so it working for the multiple instances and everything. Yeah, these are the one of the key learning from the XM Cloud. I think done. So over to you, Sharma.
Yeah. So this is the overall experience that we want to share. If there are few any question, we can take up right now.
Yeah.
I can see
Hey,
there are
hello.
lots of
Hi, Suresh.
interesting questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Actually, this is Varun. Yeah. So related to this content resolvers, like, so we can still extend XM Cloud, right? If you want to, like GraphQL, though I know we can support, but if you want to write some background code via content resolver, will the XM Cloud support that as well?
Yeah, actually, it support for that. For example, one of the requirement called breadcrumbs. We need to show the some parent and child. So
Yeah.
we wrote the custom resolver. It is accept. It will work in the exam flow. No worries. So we have the. I will show the hierarchy of the project. Just a minute. Right. If you see here, we have the SRC, right? In this we have the if you see the this is the example starter cage. In this we have the src. Under the src we have the platform and ssc starter. ssc starter is nothing but the complete, it is the next application related code. If you go to the platform, we can see our code here. So we can, this is the .NET solution. We can extend our features here, no worries, it will be work.
Okay, we can create our habitat structure kind of thing, future
Yes,
foundation.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So you can create your Helix based project in the same one, and then you can
Okay.
upload your all the DLLs, the config files. It provide one upload command. I think I already show that. So it will automatically upload your all the DLLs config file into the XM Cloud environment. But Sitecore say that Sitecore don't suggest it. They say that in case of any upgrade or anything, it may be override everything.
Override with you.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Actually, generally, Sitecore supports either one content resolver or this GraphQL query only. In my current project, like we're using JSS, so either they support only GraphQL or content resolver. So I mean, like in XM Cloud, that is still there, or only limited to only it's still the same. Only one GraphQL or only content resolver can be used.
No, GraphQL will always be there because that's what the content you can expose it to the outside world, to the external application. Content resolver, of course, um, you need to be customize it. You have to write a code little bit according to your need, but that content resolver option is not preferable by Sitecore.
Okay. Thank you, Surendra. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Surendra. So I'll start narrating few questions which are in the chat. I would like to, if everyone is happy, then we can just go 5 minutes top of the hour, and I'll
Yeah.
just try to take as many questions as I can in that one. So I think first one is a generic one, but I'll still ask it. Does Sitecore XM Cloud support personalization by default?
Yeah, it's
So
support,
let
but
me
it is limited. Yeah, sorry, Sharma, please. Yeah, over to you.
forget about the Sitecore XM Cloud. Let's talk about the XM. Is it support personalization? Not up to the mark. The same one with the
Mm,
Sitecore XM Cloud as well.
Yes, correct. So XM, yeah, we need to understand that XM is properly replicating the XM part of the XP product. So it has a limited functionalities.
Yeah, it is a limited personalization, and it is up to the 30 days tracking. It is available. If you want more than 30 days, yeah, do you definitely purchase this site personalization separate the XP product?
Yeah.
Second is any challenges of feature limitation in case we use .NET Core versus latest JavaScript framework, example Next.js with XM Cloud solution in terms of content authoring.
See, content authoring is almost the XM Cloud part. It's nothing to do with the .NET Core or the Next.js. Both are actually the front end. So in which your team is more comfortable? Are they expertise on the .NET Core? Are they experience on the Next.js? So if you are using .NET Core, you will not get the support of the dictionary services and the export services. Rest of the things will remain as it is. uh, right now, Sitecore is also have one another CMS. You can say secondary CMS that's called Sitecore Content of One. So that entire product is developed into the .NET Core itself, just for the knowledge. Yeah.
Thank you. Second, next question. SaaS products are generally charged on number of monthly visits. How to prevent from DDoS attack and how and who will pay for these attack visits?
Yeah, this is happen with the SaaS product. I mean, this is the particular problem with the SaaS product. So for this, Sitecore have already applied the Cloudflare on the top of their product line, and this Cloudflare, uh, it's going to be uh, it's going to be detect whether it's a DDoS attack or not. And if it's there, then it's block those particular taking any request from that particular IP. And if there is any bot attack as well, that also is going to be detected by the Cloudflare or Azure front doors. So in that case, it's not going to be charged in those attacks because that is already blocked by the Cloudflare. So yeah, good question.
Second also is the generic one, and I think we get it most of the time, Surendra. So the next question is, costing of XM Cloud seems to be very high. How to justify it with infrastructure as a service or platform as a service cost?
See, if your organization is the government one, which always don't want to allow their content to go outside of their country. In that case, SaaS is not the choice for you. If you are from the finance sector, again there are government policy which block you to export or to expose your data outside of your country. In that case as well, SaaS is not the product for you. So SaaS is for those organizations which don't have any infrastructure, which don't care where their data is, because at the end within the CMS, what content is there? It's a publicly exposable content which you are already showing it on the Sitecore. So it's generally for the private organization, and Sitecore is typically the product line for Sitecore is typically for the enterprise clients. It's not for the small players where they don't have any budget. So for all the private clients who don't have any budget constraint, who want the enterprise solution, for them SaaS is the straightforward. For any government one, for financial sector, or for any organization where they have the policy that data policy, for them, no, SaaS is not the good choice. They never go with the SaaS.
Yes, thank you. The next question is when to use Docker with Sitecore XM Cloud projects? What if we develop Sitecore XM Cloud project without Docker?
We can use both, but Docker have its own advantage. The only problem with the Docker is that you need a very high configured machine, and sometimes for that learning curve is also there. You have to learn the Docker commands, and the setup is very easy with the Docker. If you are not following the Docker, then in case of the XM Cloud, because you cannot always connect it with your XM Cloud. You need something that you can develop it locally on your machine. Let's suppose you don't have any internet connection right now, so you cannot directly connect to the XM Cloud. But if you have the Docker environment where a local Sitecore instance is already running, so you can do any kind of operation. You can do any changes it with your Sitecore items, and even if it's something crash, you can restart it again. You can set up another Sitecore instances, and then you can start playing with it. So yeah, maybe Suresh, you can have some answer for this.
So actually, by default, XM Cloud repository is a Docker, right? So it is a recommended approach.
Yeah.
If you, yeah, it is a recommended approach. That is the only main thing you need to set up the Docker in your machine. It is easy for the troubleshooting. If something happen, we can easily troubleshoot at our local, and we can see where is the issue with the pipeline or it's a code. We can find you can easily troubleshoot.
Yeah, but if you want, you can develop it without
Without Docker,
Docker
yeah,
as well. For example,
exactly.
there is a mobile team. They want to develop a solution on Android or maybe on iOS, and they want to get the content from Sitecore. So for them, it's just the API. So they will call your
Yeah,
layout services, and they will build it. They will
yeah,
call your GraphQL and develop their
yeah.
application.
Yeah, I think already we covered that, Surendra. The
Yeah.
front-end developer just need to set up the only Node.js server. Just they need to update the config files. It will automatically connect to the required environment. So they the front-end developers not need to set up the Docker. The only back-end developers need to set up the Docker.
Correct. Just to summarize the answer, I think if you need a local copy of a XM Cloud, you go by Docker. If you are happy
Yes.
to just point to the higher environment and do your front end development, you have the choice to go without Docker as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The next question, I might take looking at the time, not to hold everyone, I might take this question as the last one. How does Sitecore XM Cloud support content search functionality uh, out of the box? Which search API Sitecore XM Cloud support?
Uh, to answer this question, actually we have the one more product called Sitecore Search. We can uh, crawl the content into Sitecore Search, and next we can uh, fetch the content from the Sitecore Search. There is no out of the box as of now.
Yeah, one more solution is that you can use the webhook. So whenever you are publishing anything, your webhook is going to be called, and then that webhook request, you can get the content. For example, in one of the project, we have done it with the Elasticsearch. So everything will go into the Elasticsearch right now on the end of the publish event. So that is done it by using the webhook. Yeah.
So with this, we come at the end of this session, and I would uh, like to ask Suresh and Surendra to choose a question, a lucky winner in the question category, one each.
Yeah, the DDoS question was good. Who have asked it?
I'm just scrolling up the DOS. Naman. Okay, I'll take
Yeah.
Naman as one of the winner.
That was one good question. And the Docker one was also a good one.
That's a good question. Yeah,
Yeah,
both are good questions. Yeah.
when to use Docker with Sitecore XM.
Yeah, Alex. So,
Yeah.
Naman and Alex, can you put your email IDs in chat, please? And now we switch to the participant list. Suresh, Surendra, we cannot select yourself, me, and Vinod, since we are in the organizing committee out of rest. And now Naman and Alex will also go out of the list because they have already won under question category. Can you select two participants as a lucky winners?
Yeah, let me select first. Suresh can select the second. Maybe
Sure.
just give me a minute. Yeah, maybe Rosie.
Okay. Rose. And Suresh, can you go now? Can you select one?
Yeah, sorry, disconnected. I can select anyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
now you cannot select Naman, Alex, Rosie, Surendra, me, and Vinod.
okay.
Rest you can select.
Satish,
Okay,
Satish,
Satish.
Satish, Satish Mangari.
Yeah, sure. So Naman, Alex, I think Naman has already posted his email ID in chat. Alex, Rosie, Satish, can you please share your email IDs in chat so that we can share your Amazon voucher on the email. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thanks Surendra and Suresh for giving a knowledgeable session on XM Cloud project. This is a trending topic and we appreciate you taking a time and sharing it with us. Thank you everyone and happy weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank
Yeah,
you, everyone.
bye.